Up them balls on them, birdie. Hey, please tell me where you motherfuckers heard that. For real, for real. When you talk about the spirit, where you motherfuckers heard that. What? The fourth, fifth, sixth dimension, where you motherfuckers heard that. For real, for real. Strike boss, nigga, fly, where you never seen a bird at. Yeah. Can you please tell me where you motherfuckers heard that? For real, for real. When you talk about the spirit, where you motherfuckers heard that? Flight. The fourth, fifth, sixth dimension, where you motherfuckers heard that? Flight. For real, for real. Flight boss, nigga, fly, where you never seen a bird at. YOLO. You stay underneath the firmament with words make a firm at. Flights. Yeah. Flights. You try to stay up in my palace, I'ma punch you where the curve at. Yeah. Man became a teacher where you motherfuckers learn that. And a level of respect, man, you niggas gotta earn that. Two different things going on, had to merge that. I don't trust friends cause the motherfuckers turn back. Frontin' on you from the side, gotta swerve that. Goddamn directions in your life might have turned back. Now you sitting in the flame. Fan said all of it is sitting in the game. If you ain't got a joystick, how you niggas gonna play? Try to take over the world like a biggie in the brain, yeah. I be sitting on a Stargate, waiting for stupid spirits to incarnate. Got the spirits all mixed in a sacred oil. Now they need insurance, I ain't talking all state. Yeah, these feminist spirits straight bitches, not at all straight. And I ain't talking Islam, but I bet I get them all day. Demon, tired of this damn morning star, it been shining bright all day. So I put my name above the heavens in the Bible like Psalms 8. You keep reading in the Job, now you niggas got a job, bang. This universe full of verses, can you listen to my song, babe? Yeah. Why won't you call back? Supposed to be a messenger. Not a goddamn Facebook instant messenger. Yeah. Who done turned God to a gnat? Goddamn humans took God off the map. Bird and an egg, can you tell me what's the first hatch? Goddamn lie, can you tell me where you heard that? Flight. Can you please tell me where you motherfuckers heard that? For real. Can you talk about the spirit, where you motherfuckers heard that? The fourth, fifth, sixth dimension, where you motherfuckers heard that? For real, for real. Strike boss, nigga, fly, where you never seen a bird at. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Massa. Saki, not y'all heard. Y'all heard Massa. Y'all start thinking about a whole bunch of other stuff. Y'all start thinking about swords upside your left eardrum, sharp whips on the back of your shoulder blade, left ankle caps. Y'all start thinking about Massa. Y'all know that. We're going to get into some real energies right now. You know what I'm saying? We're going to break down how you formulate a season and what you express. That's the season you in. Everybody don't be going through that phase. Do you know how to match your phase with other individuals? That's when it comes into being in sync and relatable. And for the most part, ain't a better time to express that energy based on the external energies that we are in at the moment. The sun and the moon are in opposite positions. So these are frequencies that your mind going to be on anyway. It's just going to be diluted, filtered as a conduit through the filtering systems that we see when the sun is in these positions that present the actual seasons. But when the moon is there, it moves just as fast as our moods. So your vibe is connected to the moon tides. Some of y'all got two left feet and don't know how to rhyme. You don't really know what's going on in your mind. And the moment somebody starts saying it's the sun, it's the moon, and stuff like that, you want to be like, oh, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. It ain't that. It ain't that. Well, it was your mother's left kneecap there. Or you know what I'm saying? It was your father's left drum. You know what I'm saying? It was somebody in your lineage who rolled down some steps too far. You know what I'm saying? Bump their head. Whatever you want to place it on. This shit ain't my fault. You ain't higher intelligence. I'm saying it ain't about to be my fault and stuff like that. Ain't about to blame, trying to debunk me or whatever the case may be. You butt break. Butt bump. Whatever they call that, a butt break. Don't come bring your leaky butt cheeks around me. Oh, Sarah. Come bring your leaky butt cheeks around me, dude. No, Sarah. You got somebody that wish they control right now. They wish I had the child, but right now. You know what I'm saying? Just to be lame. Just to be lame. You know what I'm saying? But look, we in these energies right now. And I don't think people know the in-depth in that. I think when people hear lame, they don't know the in-depth, the inner cycles, the smart clouds and formations that go with it and stuff like that, to the point that if you don't understand that form of fluff, You may not know what you appear to be in depth. Then you start developing excitements around it. Well, I'm this around it. Well, I feel like this. Still lame. You know, just because you got to think that deep. Just because you got to think that hard. You know what I'm saying? Just because you ain't got no next door neighbor around you that probably like me. Probably like somebody else you admired in high school. Probably like somebody else in your family that wasn't you. And you wish you had their shoes and socks. And the underwear on and stuff. Like, because a lot of y'all is weird. Like, a lot of y'all really weird. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the vibe I get from trolls. You know what I'm saying? That. If you think it's any other vibe or whatever, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? Real. No. But yeah, peak game. When we got these opposite energies going on right now, that's making us react and respond to what? Mutable fire. Being mutable and being able to adapt to your own and other people's ways of seeing, visualizing. Light. That condense and become the first form of water that's hot before it condenses and collide with a bunch of others and be like, I can't be this hot as a bubble. I can't be this hot as a bubble. We're going to create some form of evaporation. None of us is going to be here. We're going to all lack emotions. Let's get together, calm down, calm, cool, and collected before it becomes a cloud and water. It's that light ray condensing in. It's the same thing. Transition. Light to more heavy. Just because you somewhere, you know, you can't weigh a cloud, but it condenses and become water, you don't know how to be like, oh, okay, that's some type of connection. You want to say, no. Water came from somewhere they taught us on Superman. The light came from somewhere, sun far east, somewhere they taught us on Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? You want to go straight to that. You know what I'm saying? You want to go straight to that company. You don't know for that. Retard. Degenerate, slow, mental case. I'm saying whatever the name, we got all of the encyclopedia. You could look at it. Am I that one? I maybe this one. I'll say just make sure that's what you're doing. You already, you know what I'm saying, defeated half of the battle. Just make sure that's what you're doing. A lot of times y'all don't be doing that. Y'all be skipping and go out in the world and thank you somebody. God damn. God damn, I wish a lot of y'all didn't do that. I wish a lot of y'all didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I done seen a lot of people. I've been on live for a long time. I've seen a lot of people come and go. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't got no real life circumstances, situation, whatever. So they'll be in this place trying to do bragging rights, be in this place all over the place, bragging rights. A lot of them end up homeless. There'll be a lot of stuff I see. A lot of people come and go online and stuff like that. A lot of people was AI. They disappeared, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of AI living in hotels and stuff. It's a whole lot of circumstances. I wonder where these people was at today. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to know, was it a good idea as it was then as this new shift we in now? You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all had a lot of hopes up high. Y'all had a lot of like, oh, this is about to go this way. Oh, we about to get people this way. We about to get people. Y'all was thinking a whole lot of stuff like that until God's children came on earth. Stopped you from using technology. You know what I'm saying? I'm better that. You can't use technology the way you want to. You know what I'm better that. Can't really use the technology the way you want to use the technology. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame nobody. Don't hate the game. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. It ain't no game. God don't play no game. God be doing something like spring, summer, fall, and winter. Ain't no game when it comes to that. You can play games all you want. Catch ammonia in the middle of the winter time without no coat. You know what I'm saying? Play games all you want. You know what I'm saying? Catch a heat stroke being outside too long without no air conditioner, and you think you somewhere you might want to go far east. God gonna show you real fast, you know, how your skin ain't got nothing to do with what God got something to do with, how your brain ain't got nothing to do with what God got something to do. And that's when you gonna have to chill out, calm down, get out your ego, get back to reality. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be lost in y'all own lights. Sagittarius wants to expand out of these things. Sagittarius is that energy, expand, expound, escape. So when it's the full moon, you have to be fully aroused in that energy. So that means anything that you was developing as the lead up, that right now you're going to see anything that was formulated through the previous filtering system, the lead up still going to be formulated through the filtering system of Sagittarius now. So all things still matter. It's just going to be seen through the filtering system, how you react and respond to it now. And then for the most part, Anything that encapsulated from Virgo, you think taking it like, okay, maybe I need to make sense out of this. Libra, maybe I need to relate this to see to myself and others. Scorpios, maybe I need to keep this to behind closed doors, or maybe I need to add some passion to this so people could really know this matters to me, so it don't keep getting looked over and I don't feel like I'm getting taken advantage of. Then Sagittarius, you being aware of these things and these be circumstances filtered through expanding, expounding, and escaping. So for the most part, expounding. Stand in something just a little bit longer because you need more information. Got to be sure about it. Got to learn. Got to go through those experiences. And some of these experiences be exciting. Escaping might be something you need to get out of because it's something that was once big, now become too small for your spirit, because your spirit need to have more experiences. So it expand and create more mentalities to condense and help us all develop more organs so you don't keep coming back as a smack monkey human or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then you got expand. You know what I'm saying? Make something bigger. Whatever you in, you got the idea, you got the actions, you got the assistance, or even yourself, and you can make that little small particle bigger. Make that little small that ain't a problem bigger, and it become other people's big problems because you in the way. Because it's like gold, it's untarnishable, it can't move. And in the third dimension is like your creativity and stuff like that. So people be trying to hate, they can't budge, they can't get you out the way, they can't stop you. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you in the lead role, they don't want you the front lead singer about nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you nowhere in the front, nowhere. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you get in the front, everybody, that's for my men and my women out there that's spiritual. As soon as you get in the front, here come everybody hating. Don't you start no YouTube page, you're going to get more hate than me. You know what I'm saying? So shit, like, this is for my spiritual people, not people who think they spiritual, be trolling and on my page and secretly listening and think I'm talking about you. No, I'm not talking about you. You automatically default already not in that position. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to try to tweak it in some way, shape, or form. No, you either naturally got that gift or you just naturally degenerate. You don't get to stumble over some good spiritual knowledge God be giving God's children and stuff like that, then think because you heard it, you could filter it through, oh, I got information, I know about it now. A lot of us know 4 + 4 = 8. Like mad people ended up with 20 years in jail, mad people ended up somewhere missing. Everybody, it don't matter if you know 4 + 4 = 8, you got to know what to do with it. One person can have $1 million on their lap, another person can have $1 million on their lap. The one person don't got a mind. Might as well say they ain't got $1 million. One person with a mind, everybody about to hate because they know what they get ready to do with it. You know what I'm saying? You can't never like look at it no other way. Can't cut a slice of nothing. That's life. I don't care what you into. Because a lot of y'all be into a lot of different retarded stuff. And it be things that play out in life no one can escape from. No parasite, no bug, no smack, monkey, slap, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. Not damn sure not no human. Damn sure not no human. Humans give into this way more than animals. You know what I'm saying? Animals just be it itself and kind of retarded anything outside of it. A human be smarter outside of it, dive into the animal retardedness. You know what I'm saying? Be like, how can I be more intelligent about degeneracy? I said, how can I be more articulate about something rocking somebody to sleep? You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, like, what's wrong with y'all humans? Calm down. Calm down. We'll be in y'all mind to be racing 1,000,000 miles per hour. How to manipulate. You'll never sit somewhere, just develop your own creativities, your own gifts. Then you go through that real energy of knowing what life about, knowing what to protect, knowing what to value, knowing what to separate from, knowing what to fight fire with. Anytime you see a synthetic version of that, you don't even waste your time with it. It's like something you look at as a kid, as a child. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it's going to do or whatever the case may be. So it'll be things you don't even have to explain. Kind of like me. Like, I'm so spiritually involved. And I've been here before everybody. Sometimes I play tricks on people. I make a certain title that I know I ain't getting ready to do for the specific reasons of setting up where all the agents at. So that I start looking at people's chats and I start looking at certain people's titles. Real people want to be seen for what their creativity is about. A person that lacks something, whether they're an agent or not, still got the cookie crumb, still got the drink from something. So I know how powerful I am a little bit, how much a shadow band. So I'm slick with it. So I'd be like, yeah, I want to see faces. So whoever you think you doing, guess somebody watching you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be needing assistance and stuff like that. I'm around real regular people that just do it off other purposes, godly purposes. Y'all be lost in, I'm just gonna get me this and that. So y'all don't even know how to be in certain spaces to even peep certain games and stuff like that. I'd be like, let me see this. That's why earlier I put up, let me see. I've been up here for 20 years. Soon as I see anybody I'm already suspected with a beam, put the eyes on that thing. Beam. Anybody unsuspected with any type of thing, because once you attach yourself to my energy, you might as well forget it. Your stuff over. Whatever you plant is over. You do not attach yourself to God's children energy, no matter how creative they perceive to be and how far you from a distance to think you don't know, then they don't know what's going on. That don't work in this reality. You must don't like what you like doing. If you want to attach yourself in any tweak and copy, any tweak with anything, you must don't like what you're doing. You must don't appreciate it because God gave you that. You were supposed to be in a position where you built it up creatively, not in no position you looking at God's children and be like, I pull for this, and look at everybody online who started to play music before they live streams. All trash now. You know what I'm saying? And I can play a different song every live stream because I'm the creator of it. You see what I'm saying? It's like little stuff like that. So if I put up there, I was like, all right, years. I see in any chat I'm suspecting or anybody's title that I wouldn't even pay attention to. And you got somebody years, did, that's it. I don't care if you replace it with a rapper, singer, politician, whatever you replace it with, that's it. You're done. You have no place in this world. You don't even understand it that way. It's too deep. God's children back on earth. Things out of your comprehension. You know what I'm saying? It's like things just out of your comprehension. But what you will understand is the moon is Sagittarius right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's like anything you need to expand, expound, or escape out of. Those things are supposed to be taken care of. And you're supposed to be sitting back, relaxing, and appreciating what you have done. Even if it ain't got nothing to do with what y'all just lost in as far as external validation and popularity and attention. There's things you're supposed to be doing within yourself, whether you believe in a God or not, to be like, there, even if nothing else see me, I see me. If no parasite, bug, animal, no God see me, I see me. And these different ideas that no one gave me assistance with, I didn't previously had until I went down this esoteric path to see these type of perceptions or whatever the case may be. Bitch, I'm gonna get that to some motherfucking credit or whatever the case. But for the most part, that's how you duplicate it down. Now, when it comes to expanding, expounding, or escaping out of something, these were things we were supposed to already do. So when you're sitting back right now as the moon is full, you're supposed to be fulfilled. If you ain't fulfilled about nothing, you ain't playing out no energies that's greater than you or whatever the case. And not 9 times out of 10, a lot of y'all be like this pseudo, but these be the first people that run to the Safari channel to be like, but look, but lions live like this. So as soon as you want to be the king of your territory or area or something like that, then now you want to go to either more retarded species or whatever the case may be that's doing things out of necessity of eat, fucking, and sleeping. And then we got no more intelligent ways to go about it. Or however the case, you want to step into what you was already did to create that organ and play out that representation. Yet this higher intelligence that you could build your characteristics off of, you get ready to say that's pseudo or whatever, but yet you still got a more intelligent mind. You had to make up your mind. You know what I'm saying? Is you trying to justify your biases, or is you really trying to expand your mind? And that's what Sagittarius want us to do and things of that nature. You could be in your little small, stupid little circumstances and situations and not even seeing it from this angle, not seeing it from that side, not seeing if you the one that's holding that up, not seeing if you the one trying to float over it and you ain't no better than all participants. But for the most part, looking at it like that, that's how you expound. Now, for the most part, a lot of y'all in situations y'all need to escape out of. Relationships, job circumstances, connections with other individuals, obligations, even certain mental forms y'all got and things of that nature. Y'all don't separate from these things. So for the most part, escapism get ready to play out if you feel unfulfilled during this particular time. And when you start to do it, it may go a little bit more extreme than the common day because we're experiencing the full moon. So, you know, you might be out and about with a bunch of other individuals that's unfulfilled. So when they start to express their energy and start to take action, you end up being involved into that same makeup, them same experiences, and then for the most part, y'all all crash outs. Y'all all nuts. You know what I'm saying? That goes for everybody too. Not y'all be thinking things just substantiated into what your locality is or the people that you just know or whatever. No, this goes in all that. A lot of times y'all be giving see, this is why a lot of the video games and the video game industry suck right now, or the movie industry. A lot of these people be in positions where once upon a time before 2016, Walt Disney taught us a person is intelligent because they reached this quota at box office, because they reached this quota first week sales, or whatever the case may be. So now when a lot of these same individuals or their descendants that's our ages and or younger or whatever the case may be start to participate in those same qualities, but we're in a different shift, and we start to look at it like, wait a minute, these ain't the things we need to be predicating on what's intelligent about something to make it a quote unquote, this should be the way to go about it, because we're going through a new shift. And that same profit can be there, that same reciprocation could be there, but it can't be in no old outdated energy that we're going through a new shift about. So for the most part, we give importance to individuals based upon old statistics and old statuses and things of that nature, not necessarily comparing and contrasting. Does the status equate to creativity? You know what I'm saying? Does what they call that when there's a whole lot, but the is there a sufficient enough a quantity, or is it quality? You see what I'm saying? That type of circumstance. That's the word I was looking for. So we're not really into that right now, and we're going through that little limbo of trying to figure out what's more important. And we're more on a percentage scale of knowing that the creativity and the starting of something is more important, not necessarily piggybacking on what may have worked and trying to adjust it. Even though the mutable signs, because all mutable signs can play two people, not just Geminis, Sagittarius is, Pisces, and Virgos. You think Virgos play, and they play the two sides of the signs that they're around and things of that nature. So the the Gemini are going to communicate, but the two sides that may be grounded on their communication is they're going to be serious, a little bit more practical this time, Taurus, or is they going to be more in their emotions when they're communicating the things. And they may not think they're emotional because they are the air sign, but it may come out through their other side, which is on the other side of them, Cancer. So the things that they're communicating about, maybe about their feelings, or however the case may be. So you don't know if you're getting the practical one, hold feelings behind and be more practical, Taurus, or you're getting more the emotional and I need to chatty patty about that, Gemini, however the case may be. Then when it comes into the Virgo is more on the I don't know if I really want attention because I didn't make this perfect yet, or whatever the case may be, or I don't know if I need to help someone else out and make sure they're balanced and make sure I can relate to them, make sure that they're secure, because making them secure make me more secure. So you may not know what side you get when it comes to the Virgo. The one that want the attention for certain attributes that they have, but if they unsure, they didn't perfect something, dealing with work, health, routine, and responsibilities, their health, or whatever the case may be, they'll be more supportive to their relationships and things of that nature, so that you don't know what side that you may be getting at Virgo, the more disgruntled one or the more helpful one. The choice on you, how you use and abuse that family member, friend, associate, or coworker. Sagittarius, they could be two sides and things of that nature. You don't know if you're getting a mischievous one, a secretive one, a strategic one, a passionate, a motivative one, or a one that's just calculated based upon they all about the money. And even if they're a preacher, they preaching all about the money, or whatever the case may be, or you won't catch them in front of no ceremony being no MC to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. So you don't know what side of bed hey, do they really got deep into that goddamn spiritual system, or whatever the case may be, the Scorpio side, or it's all about the money and they got other morals and meanings and stuff like that, and getting big old size 26 Rams on that new Escalade or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what side you're going to get in the Sagittarius. Sometimes you think they doing something for a meaningful purpose. Sometimes you realize it's something that only means something to them. Get out the way. You're going to get into a selfish relationship with that person. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, boom. Pisces could be two individuals too, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they can be aggressive, passionate. You don't know what's going on with them and stuff like that. They all feisty, they all creative and stuff. They all expressive. And another time, you don't know what's going on. You don't see them, or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? They might be building something, drawing something, real calculated. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Or they might be in some form of loss in the mind, or they might be trying to be structured, they trying to organize, or they might ghost individuals. It might separate. You'd be like, damn, one day they was all in my face being all expressive, and then this day they just ghost and disappear. I don't know what happened to them. Didn't they want their talent to Aquarius or Aries? You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, you don't know which one they gonna get. You don't know which one you're gonna get. Depends on what side of bed they wake up on. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you ground it. But it's always gonna be filtered through the actual element and the actual modality. So don't think you always gonna catch it and be like, oh, this person is being that other side or that other. No, it's gonna be, you always gonna catch the element first. I'm just saying that if you want to like try to make it make sense, to be like, oh, but don't ever like try to make that the end all and be all, because you will get lost. You know what I'm saying? You get this one person and get that, and you get this person and you get that. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, you wasted your time trying to figure somebody out. You wasted your time trying to figure out, oh, that person was emotional, then something else happened. You realize it's like a similar situation, same person, different type of traits. You start to realize, well, wait a minute, they might have been not so emotional how I thought about it in the previous situation. Or, you know what I'm saying? Maybe this is all about, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful, especially with Gemini. Y'all gotta be careful. Y'all don't be knowing what's going on and stuff like that. That's why you gotta thank God y'all got y'all spiritual next door homie and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, expand, expound, or escape. If you ain't did none of those type of energies to develop some wisdom and be able to ponder on an experience to be like, yeah, I know a little bit more knowledge, so I'm not repeating the same situation, then for the most part, it's going to be an over arousement. And here's the thing. It don't always have to happen around the 1 to 2 to 3 day little sphere of reality that we experience the full moon, then it start to wane or whatever. It's a collection. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's what the chicks be saying. I don't even like to say all them words or whatever the case may be. I don't know what those things is, but you know what I'm saying? It's something like when you go to work and clock in. You know what I'm saying? It had a time stamp or whatever the case. Boom, you did that day. It might have been a couple other days you did something that all these days add up for the most part that you wanted a raise. These days that you was doing don't look like you deserve a raise or whatever the case may be. Boom, same way for the full moon energies. It's a time stamp. Things be adding up. So even though it's a full moon right now, you might not meet the maker, aka what you made, the maker, your inner earth, your external water flows, emotions, and fire, then externally it play out as your tissue, your vibe and energy and things. You might not experience what you are doing wrong at this particular time or within a 3-day frame, but it's going to calculate, it's going to accumulate, and for the most part, it's going to put your spiritual back against the wall. So everything that you swept up under your spiritual rug or that spoiled milk that you ain't mop up, gonna start to smell again or gonna start to show, and that's a couple skeleton fingers gonna be hanging out the closet door that you ain't know nobody was paying attention to because you thought you had it together. You know what I'm saying? That's a person trying to uphold something that they know. Slowly but surely, that thought, you letting it go too big without taking care of it. It's condensing and become emotion. It's getting ready to become overwhelming. Too many situations you done manifested. Being in that space, you attracted people, places, and things, circumstances, and situations in that same mode. Eventually, you're gonna have to switch to your natural mode in your natural space that may not have a large percentage scale of that mental first body makeup that condensed to become the circumstance. So these be situations that start to play out that you want to escape from, or you get tired of upholding, you don't want to be seen in that light anymore, you get taken advantage of, or really you put yourself in that situation to have these people, places, and things have you involved as a participant and have that responsibility, and each moment you slide away from it a little bit, you know it plays out more than you thought it was going to play before you actually took that decision to take them. So a lot of times it's like you putting your esoteric foot in your mouth, and all these things be situations that start to play up as eventually an esoteric blow up when your spiritual back against the wall. Then all them gadgets and things got to come out your esoteric backpack, aka you got to fully express why you the way you are, why you acting the way you acted at that particular moment, or fully express why someone else is acting the way that they acted. Well, really, that was the relationship that was building off you from that face you were showing, but it wasn't your original face when you in your original spiritual space to conduct what make you feel comfortable, to attract the people, places, and things that make you feel comfortable in your life. A lot of y'all be trying to uphold too much of these things, and that's really like deciphering the ego if you want to look at it within that context. You know what I'm saying? It's your internal light that animal right there is what fly around in your solar plexus. But teamwork makes the dream work. We was here before the ego, so that's what made the ego, or whatever the case. So in the spiritual world, that was one of the first beings we seen, and then we followed that being, and then it taught us how to fly before we came and opened the sky, and then made sure the land was dry and the wings flat, and then for the most part, now we got the dry lands. But it's really like this, it's telling us the traits we're creating. When you really look at life, we're creating the traits, and these traits become characteristics, and these characteristics get played through each form that's more larger in that percentage scale in that spiritual space to conduct those first bodies, mental forms, and those organs and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? So in the spiritual world, the race of birds been here a lot longer. But when it comes into making things and forms and condensing and things of that nature, right, you having more access to your organs or whatever, these are one of your teachers. You see what I'm saying? So as this form, you may have been here in this form longer than the current bird, but in the spiritual world, the trait, the characteristics is what you had to follow for you to have that peace for yourself, to know that you fly within your first body, the mind, and you actually had that form previously. So the forms that's still taking those processes is your ancestors and spirits that's still trying to come back to on same thought patterns and things of that nature, and so forth, all other species and things of that nature. So that's how you need to understand things, right? And when you really get a hold of that in your mind, you'll be able to see how you're doing the same thing, just in a different way, with all animals, all things in nature, or whatever the case. And once you understand the characteristics and the patterns, you're developing, going back to the previous layer, the trait itself. And now the trait, you're not able to see it through the heavy, foggy bias filter system you had it in previously. You're able to see it with a little bit more clear. Your esoteric windshield wipers on your spaceship, your first body, your mind, is a little bit more clear. So you're able to see something to attract the pattern that's more relatable and sync to something that you may have been involved in, seeing both patterns, but not being able to see how they was in sync or whatever, and having to deal with one as his own and deal with the other one as his own, and living a life of separation, not being separate, learning how to connect. You live in vice versa, things being connected, but you trying to learn things through separate. See what I'm saying? So you living backwards based upon you not knowing things in order: spirit, mind, body, external world. You know what I'm saying? That's space, time, matter. Your spirit, space, time, your mind, anytime something has a starting point, it has an expiration date. It condenses and become the death, the flesh, the body, the matter, what matters. So what matters on your mind become the esoteric ladder, DNA scale, to become the actual matter, the flesh. You see what I'm saying? So for the most part, that's time, space, matter. And then matter condense and become more external, and then that let us know that we're producing the external life as far as plants, dirt, water, whatever. So when you are in tune like that, right, it play out in other areas in your life to learn how to be in sync and be relatable. And that comes with interacting with all backgrounds, all other individuals, knowing how the, now I'm not saying knowing how to interact with other species and things of that nature, but kind of knowing the trait and knowing how far you can go and knowing how far it'll go, and be a little bit more sensitive than actually seeing how it respond to things in nature, to be able to develop what's actually good to eat and what's not and stuff like that. Because for the most part, going back to, because I'm a master orator, y'all give credence to individuals and stuff like that based upon the previous statistics, and you don't be knowing that it's like it be simple stuff. You're basing things on other things until your health get all messed up and stuff like that. For an example, eating too much celery or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like kale or whatever. This is literally people finding things in the woods, in nature, and then just making it important. So you'll be like, kale, spinach. If someone was to bring something that's similar, it's too foreign in your mind, but not because the thing is foreign and it shouldn't be eaten, or it's just as good as a quality, and it's something you and your family could start building up, and now it end up being in all restaurants and stuff like that. You get paid just like little sparsely and little stuff like that, really just from the land and cultures and stuff like that, right? So for the most part, in your mind, it don't have anything to do with the actual thing itself. It's how your mind was trained. So then your mind is the thing that's condensing and become your fleshly fluid, and it's making your fleshly fluids, your body, react a certain way. Your taste buds react a certain way. But really, if you was back in your lineage, your culture and stuff, you would start to realize that a lot of things you do that with is kind of dumb or whatever. Because who would even make sparsely kale a thing to put on the side at a restaurant plate or whatever the case may be? These are simple things. You know, a lot of these stuff be in y'all backyards that y'all could be getting rich off of and stuff like that. I be got all kind of stuff. Got gold growing out. I ain't even getting into all that. But like I said, right, it's all kind of stuff that you have to make it up. And that's what God wants us to do. We make everything. We make love. We make hatred. You're supposed to know where to direct these energies. You know what I'm saying? Love, you're supposed to know where to direct it. Hatred, you're supposed to know where to direct it. When you don't know where to direct it, it be things you were supposed to hate about yourself, you overlook. So you end up being in a projection type of position, and then reflect that onto other individuals. So you find everything to hate in the external world. You find something to hate about that person. You never sat down, sat still, and found something to hate about yourself. And then you'll start to realize, well, I don't like that about myself. Then you'll be able to see how it probably is being seen through the eyes of others. And if it's people in your life that you actually care about, you will start to check yourself a little bit. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, people be needing that. But let's say you ain't got nobody in your life, right? You can counterpartmentalize and compare and contrast outcomes of situations. When you acted nasty based upon having that resentment because something wasn't going right in your life, within your family, friends, and associates, and your living conditions and your upbringing, then taken away from that victim shaming and then being the thing that you always can point to and claim you didn't have, and start to come to the conclusion, because there ain't no spiritual school for this, but you got your esoteric spiritual homie, your medicine man, Parliament. Start to take those qualities and be those things, because there's a million people in the world that need that rock. So if you are the leader in that esoteric arena, then for the most part, you got your place, your puzzle piece in the world. So now you're able to set yourself up, because everything is about teaching, for each one teach one. People do things in their own area. We'll all be able to exchange with each other, and you'll have your place to be able to have a roof over your head, food on the plate, food on the table, clothes on your back. But for the most part, you'll start to compartmentalize if you're smart enough and not going through enough distractions to have you so lost. You'll have those grace periods, those seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks to be able to ponder and be like, all right, when I was a nasty individual, it made individuals react and respond this way, regardless of the resentment I had in my heart to make me feel like things won't change anyway for me to continue to act this way. But then there was times that I actually changed and I went out, even at times I wasn't even thinking about I wasn't doing that energy. And things was a different response. Then there was other times, here go that 3 story. Then there was other times I tried to do that again, but I got the previous results that made me feel like I shouldn't have did that second version in the first place, or try to be kinder in the first place. And things. Now you fighting with God, you fighting with yourself a little bit of things of that nature, because then you have to realize, right? Soon as you said, when I tried to do that again, that's ego. You try to create the same way of how something go. Now you're leading into expectation. And expectation lead into, it's like demonic a little bit. Because there could be people, places, and things, circumstances, and situations that don't play out through the filtering system of your expectation that God is trying to show you. And it'll be blind to you. You won't take it. You'll pass it up. You'll spit on it. You'll take advantage of it. Won't realize what you had until it's gone. All those energies. Be careful what you ask for. All those mistaken terms we decipher and stuff like that because of that third loop. But God needs you to understand things through that third loop. See what I'm saying? It can't just be this and that without you being a representation of this. That's why the universe is not happening to you or for you. It's happening through you. If it's happening to you, you think everything's supposed to just being a victim or whatever. If you think everything happening for you, you some spoiled little brat in the spirit or whatever. But if you understand everything happening through you, you know that sometimes you are just the example for other individuals to show them where things could be worse and things could be better. So sometimes it's just the universe happening through you. You're just the example that's on the negative end, taking the short end of the stick. But it ain't what we do, it's how we do it. Sometimes you're the example. You're the example on what it look like to be successful, or what it look like to take the more end of the stick, pause, or whatever the case may be. But always go back and revert to this. It ain't what we do, it's how we do it, because it's a personal thing. And this is how God worked with you. So when you taking the short end of the stick, pause. It ain't what you dealing with, it's how you deal with the issue. What you're dealing with can overwhelm you, and how you start to deal with it put you back into that space I was just talking about, that you can't compare and contrast the separation of days when you was peaceful, but then you was in that resentment energy. You see what I'm saying? But for the most part, you have to look at it from that aspect. When you don't look at it from that aspect, you'll get all confused or whatever the case may be, and then God can't work with you because then now you're getting through that third layer. So it ain't what you do, it's how you deal with it. How you deal with it, you show others that's dealing with similar circumstances, there's a better way to deal with it. Now you are the walk-in version of what you think you didn't have. You are that. You think God won't place you in a position where millions of others that's doing their own thing, we're in areas, because we all got our own problems in areas, and we all got problems that other people don't got. In areas that they don't got problems, you probably around a millionaire. You probably inspire someone good at construction. You probably inspire someone, so the thing that you didn't have, you play that role. It's something that they don't have, and you could play that role, and it's something that you don't have, and they could play that role. That's the each one teach one quality. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, when a person is not in that space, they're not even at that time to try to develop what they think they can have to offer to the world. Then when they looking on Walt Disney, aka social norms, shout out to Walt Disney, is this an example for social norms? You end up suggesting what other people may have got their feet wet in, not knowing the linguistics behind it, not the linguistics, but not all the things behind curtains, behind closed doors. So you look at your circumstance and you don't see a foggy thought in your mind that that'll ever happen for you or whatever the case may be. And here you go inverting into a similar space I'm talking about, without even being in a space of trying to see it from that layer. So you have to be careful, because now you 2 steps behind. Before you can even get to God and the God battle, you got the battle with yourself. And if you don't get out of that one, the only one going to be there is the devil, or whatever the case may be. And that's just you doubling everything. You separating everything. You separating yourself from yourself. So you're doing the same thing we all doing. You're just trapping yourself in your mind, get ready to separate yourself from all of us and just be in yourself, thinking that the thing you was in was separate from yourself, trying to get out these thoughts and feelings you ain't trying to deal with and come up with other thoughts and feelings to justify these other thoughts and feelings you ain't trying to deal with. But they're not going nowhere. Those your thoughts and feelings, those your bodies, those your forms, those your planets, those your chakras, whatever you want to call it, those your animals, those your spaceship. So for the most part, when you don't know how to conduct these things, that ain't going nowhere. And you can't cover it up and make it look like something else and appear to be something else to other individuals around or whatever the case may be. Because that's something you got to deal with. That's a personal thing. You see what I'm saying? That's a personal thing. God deals with personal. So for the most part, this is where guilt come from. This is where all morals come from or whatever the case may be. You think that came from us? These things ain't come from a school. School trying to teach these things that you develop out the womb. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn to be degenerate. Degenerate ain't a natural trait. You got to learn to be degenerate. You naturally come in the world with like some type of moral, eat, fucking, and sleeping quality or whatever. Once like intelligence come to doing degenerate things, those are taught. Those are taught. You know innately before we created a word around it. Slap the word and meaning behind it. I want to be treated the way I'm gonna treat people the way I want to be treated. And even if we ain't created the words yet, you will go through enough experiences with God to show you through life. You got people that's examples that treat you this way. You know you don't really do that same thing with other individuals or whatever the case. So this situation you manifested and start to experience in your life, you got people that's an example that treat you this way. And now you got this situation because you know on a percentage scale, you ain't treat people the way how you would have wanted to be treated. Life will teach you that after a while. And it never go that far or whatever, right? When things go too far, degenerate and stuff, those are taught. Believe that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody degenerate first. Nobody on earth degenerate first. I don't care what book y'all read, what religion y'all into, what I'm saying, what goddamn job corp y'all went to or whatever when y'all was in high school. I'm saying I don't care about none of that. There'd be a lot of stuff you had to learn how to be more of a thief. You had to learn how to go steal homie shoes over there 20 bucks a head. You know what I'm saying? In the little hall room and stuff like that. Foster, you know what I'm saying? All these home cares and stuff like that y'all had to grow up in and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That stuff be learned. Walt Disney taught us. Like, Walt Disney flashed Michael Jordan every 3 minutes. I'm saying they tell us our favorite cartoons and shows and stuff is a half an hour. Yeah, right. Not all the commercials. That'd be about 21 minutes. It'd be about 5 minutes of the show, 3 minutes worth of commercial. 5 minutes of the other show, 3 minutes of commercial. Then 5 minutes and probably 6 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Then a whole bunch of talking. Then another 3. Then that 9 minutes really be like the 21 minutes of the whole show. And then the whole show really just like 20, you know what I'm saying? Like 5 increments here, 5 increments here, 6. You know what I'm saying? Really, then you got the Michael Jordan shoe, Michael Jordan jumper outfit. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan jogger out. You know what I'm saying? You can't even think when you in school. Oh, so you can't even think. Like, oh, what am I doing? So you can cuss out your parents. You get ready to stab everybody else. You can't even think right. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them don't let you have on no Everlasters or something like that. Oh, that's it. School, the last thing even. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. So you can just rock to sleep. And get rocked to sleep and stuff like that. So every second we just get distracted and stuff, whatever we taught. So you go out in the world, you don't even really think and stuff like that. In your mind, you like, no, I got to do whatever route somebody taking to get the jump man with the tongue out, the basketball on the side, the logo on the side of the Nike shoe that Nike really getting paid for. You know what I'm saying? Jordan the puppet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You be thinking real hard. The whole life path going towards bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Whole life paths go towards bull stuff and stuff like that. So y'all got to think about these things and stuff like before we get too lost. And the moon being a Sagittarius want us to expand, expound, and escape. Really develop the wisdom around what you involved in and stuff like that. Like expound on it a little bit. Is that even worth it? Do you want to like sit outside in that long line all day just because it's warm or whatever the case may be? You know what I'm saying? Then you got to expand a little bit. Expand your horizons. You could be doing something better. Everybody could be coming getting your shoes. You could be telling everybody to come get DoelowDaPilotman. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. The real jump mans, the real star. You'll fly to the stars. You just fly to the stars and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Floating panther, floating the star panther in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Celestial panther. There wasn't even no panthers in America. Everything be like, oh, say everything be changing history up and stuff like that. They be changing all kind of histories. You know what I'm saying? If anything, a panther was all animals. We was calling certain animals the whole term. You know what I'm saying? The whole, like, just like eagles, all them forms was pelisus. So it wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be having wrong ideas about stuff and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, you know, expanding, expounding, and escaping. And it's going to filter through Gemini. So make sure it's through the form of information. Make sure you're communicating. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep your mouth shut and things of that nature. You got to open your mouth. A lot of y'all got problems that you can have assistance with. You might not need nobody physically there, but it might be a person who got a better route of how to go about it. But you might be in a certain ego. And Sagittarius motivates us to learn more off experience, separating from information. Now, Gemini is more on the side of, I need this information. I need to learn this. Let me think about this. Let me play this role to see if I can get information out of something with this role or whatever. You know, Sagittarius, that might be seen as a moral case. That might be seen as something that the Sagittarius don't want to be seen as a person that does that. You know what I'm saying? And then vice versa, there's other qualities. The Sagittarius could be seen as foolish, or the Gemini could be seen as double-sided or mischievous, or whatever the case may be, or two-faced it. But they got their opposites, how they do. You know what I'm saying? As far as the Sagittarius and the Gemini. But when they're opposites in the sky, and based on which one, the sun is the plug, the moon is the socket. So the moon represents reacting and responding. The sun represents what we see and taking action and what we can visualize. So what's being seen. So if the moon is in a sign, that's the mood we all in. That's the world we in. But how the world going to look, aka how we go about it, or how it's going to be perceived, is going to be filtered through the sun. So that's creating balance, where if we don't connect those dots, you're going to create frustration in one or the other area. In the Sagittarius area, for all signs, you go out trying to experience lack of information about something, end up looking like a fool, end up looking played, end up thinking, oh, you thought I was feeling you. That type of qualities that Ice Spice was speaking about and stuff like that, where you just showed up to the event, thought she or he was feeling you, and then there was a whole different vibe going on. They there with someone else that you don't even like too. You know what I'm saying? It's all bad. Make you feel like your whole day ruined. Then it could be the other situation. You try to sit around and obtain too much information. You do too much chatty patty. You do too much talking or whatever. You didn't read the room. The visualization, the fire, the seeing things from how other people may see it. Check how you see it first before you just want to participate and think, oh, I got the information. Oh, this is what they think. Oh, let me communicate. Let me take this action. And then you end up looking like a person that's retarded, two-faced it, lack of information, thought you knew what was going on. You thought I was feeling you. You know what I'm saying? All those qualities. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a 6-7 angel demon, this, that, good cop, bad cop, good calling this, bad calling this. You know what I'm saying? Good Indian, bad Indian. You know what I'm saying? Ever good nigga, bad nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Good wet back, bad wet back. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, look on my channel, everybody get to get it. You don't get to just be somebody. Like, everybody get to laugh, everybody get to get spiritual. Then y'all get back to y'all distractions. Don't bring y'all funkiness on my channel. You know what I'm saying? This spec, good spec, bad spec. Everybody, look, as long as you fixing good cars, as long as people fixing good buildings, as long as people fixing good laws, as long as people fixing good reservations, as long as people fixing good hoods and neighborhoods, as long as people good Asians fixing good video games, we all good. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff, I don't be wanting to hear it. War and all that, y'all be crazy. Go to war on y'all talent. Go to war on y'all self-reevaluation, you know what I'm saying? Self-realization, self-broadening, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, you bringing us some creative gifts and something like that make me want to participate and stuff like that. That's the type of stuff I'll be into or whatever the case, or I don't pay it no mind. Because I'm too busy doing that same thing, because I see that same thing in my life. Oh, people want to participate with me, and then I attract other people I want to participate with. Ooh, let's keep that going. Let's keep that going. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff is for the dusty winds. the dusty winds, and people ain't thinking about nothing else but earth particles. So you think in air quality and the dust in it, but in astrology, earth element type stuff, practicality, the distractions, which you think makes sense, whatever Walt Disney and Michael Jordan taught you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That stuff ain't really like. We can look how much time passed right now. Still, I ain't see nobody jump from the free throw line yet. I ain't see nothing. It's like there's a frozen time when it comes into creativity for some reason. Why is it like a frozen time when it comes to creativity? It's really like a frozen time right now when it comes to creativity. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it or whatever. But hopefully everybody start to pick it up a little bit. But like I said, the Sagittarius is going to want us to expand out of that. And as the moon start to go into Capricorn, everybody going to be looking for that status about something. And if you ain't got no status about nothing, you're going to be in a situation of victim blaming on others. Oh, you the reason I ain't in this position. Because a status don't always have to do with attention. I want y'all to get that out y'all mind, right? A status is how you see yourself. And there's a certain perception you see yourself that you work hard to be. And a lot of times you don't always reach that top of the ladder. You don't always reach that height. And then sometimes it come out as victim blaming, not victim shaming, where you belittling someone else, victim blaming. You secretly trying to blame someone else for you not being in a position you see in your head. And sometimes y'all go so deep, it be forms y'all see in y'all head that ain't even imaginable in other people around you. And when they start to throw rocks at it or whatever, quote unquote, how you would perceive it, you will still play out these same energies and stuff like that. And then you have people think about you in certain ways, because a person would be like, why is this person so high in the funk? Why they acting like they took so much offense to something? And these weren't even things you expressed enough to have people even look at to be like it's something that grounds you or something. So a lot of times y'all be having to check yourselves. Walt Disney, Michael Jordan might teach y'all something. You develop some type of sustainability by binge watching it on your own time and develop your own imagination on how you wear that cloth when you express yourself in the external world. Then you like psych yourself up like everybody else see you that way. And for the most part, you haven't even presented anything for it to be that way. You wasn't at no basketball practice or nothing, and you claim somebody trying to kill your basketball dreams. You wasn't at no skating ring or nothing, and you claim somebody trying to hate on you from you being Tony Hawk or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. And we got too much Gen Z out here like that in today's time too. Y'all got to get out that little funk. Get out that little funk. Go actually do it first. No, don't predicate everything on reciprocation, attention. I know Walt Disney and Michael Jordan taught us, oh, if it ain't 100,000 likes right now, or if it ain't on your feet right now, or if a lot of people ain't talking about it right now, that's not the thing. You want to be the inspiring thing to the point that you can sit back and see other people doing what you're doing, and then you already know now you got your feet wet. What you gonna do with that? Because it's a demonic world. So you're gonna get all kind of esoteric thieves, parasites, all kind of people who could help but scared to, all kind of stuff. Just good cop, bad cop energies, and that it's all kind of deep stuff that you got to be strong for though. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't be thinking in your own little imaginary world on whatever you think that other people got that same ability as you and went a lot further and connected with a lot of other individuals to get it done. So you got to get that clear in your mind or whatever. And once you set yourself up for that and put yourself out here, you start to realize, oh, I see what it's about. I see what it means to develop something, to give it that energy that I'm developing, to spring off that accumulation of what I'm calling attention. These other things that I might have been in, technically, Uriel made it simple for me. Them really shortcuts based off ego. And that ego is developed off a small seed. If I don't check it, it become big before it's too late. I think I'm somebody I ain't, and I ain't even showed nobody I could jump from the free throw line. I think I'm somebody, I ain't even put out no album. I think I'm somebody, I ain't even show up at the gymnastic class to do no backflips. You see what I'm saying? And then for the most part, that's when you start to realize what actually matter. And what actually matter is showing up at practice. Actually putting that out. Did it get the reciprocation or whatever the case may be. Because eventually, once you put so much work in and start to see others do it, or even if others not doing it, you built up the energy itself for that cycle. So when the phase come around, the shift come to you. There's something to look at. Other than the phase coming around, you ain't got nothing to show for it. The phase gonna pass your ass right on up. The sun don't wait on nobody. You know what I'm saying? You sitting around waiting, maybe someone through this phase gonna jump out of that UFO, come help me and beam me up to their light so we can go float around. You know what I'm saying? That's really what y'all be doing as a spirit. You really don't know it. Like, you don't see it that way, but that's what you be doing. Because you see it just like everybody else. You just be spiritually lazy. But all of us as spirits supposed to take accountability and responsibility, and we actually know this would be going on. It's just no energy out there to give it attention to make it seem like it's important, or a lot of other people doing it to make you feel comfortable with doing it and not being an oddball. So based upon your comprehension skills, this is a thought pattern that come and go, but you're still able to experience it. Or people who are a little bit more comprehended up and a little bit more spiritual, this is something you fight with daily, every day. You know what I'm saying? And then there's other people that know these things, but have got certain pleasures on the opposite side and figured out little tweaks of how to manipulate the other side to look like that and to get a lot of fools. In the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, we call them grifters, scammers, colonists. There's a lot of different words for them. Your next door neighbor, African man, bottom. Rest in peace, everybody. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that be going on and stuff that y'all don't really be paying attention to, but in the spiritual world, there'll be no words for it. Then once you go in the spiritual world, you're able to come down and be like, oh, that word and the meaning we put on it match the energy from a little bit of the percentage scale. This one may be a little larger. You'll be able to see. It's like we're farming in the spiritual world, and we putting together things like craft. We crafting, like witchcraft. But it's like we're crafting, and you can see it takes a piece from here to make one thing. The joining of one or two or multiple things. The joining of two or multiple things create new things, or a formation of something. So you'll be able to see as your body, as everything in the external, that came after the mind, and the mind came after the spirit. So when you're looking at it in that order, you're able to see, okay, this is a construct, but you're able to actually go to the esoteric spiritual spaces, each location, to know where that being got those states of awarenesses, got those states of being that they're in. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be able to be like, okay, and you'll also be able to look at these common words, these common social norms and things of that nature, and be able to decipher the actual practice of it and what is being presented to be, and be able to counterpartmentalize what's good for you and what's not, or whatever the case, and what may be used as a bias. Because once you get spiritual like that, there's only a handful of routes that a spirit took to develop that idea from that spiritual location. And a lot of times it ain't even a full hand. It ain't even 5 fingers. Might only be 3 routes. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be able to see, okay, this is a genuine route. This is a biased route. This is a selfish route. A genuine route is just to learn, and it can ultimately help others. A biased route may not ultimately hurt others, but may not always get the full perception of what's going on due to the fact of their own volition of why they're there. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the selfish. Selfish can hurt. You know what I'm saying? Selfish can. A person can learn something that someone else don't know and use it against the person. But also, whatever you do externally, you're ultimately doing to yourself once you shed your third body and be lost in your second body, your mind, and you didn't sufficiently know how to expand your awarenesses. So you got 2 rooted in one awareness and wanted that to work all the time, and came up with multiple millions of ways only for that one to work. So you got a synthetic chakra that didn't quite bend in as an organ, because you're not going and sync and relatable with life seasons the way we all going. You're doing your own version. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, it placed you into a situation where you get confined, and that mind state didn't become an organ. Yet once the organ that it was supposed to attach to die and fade away, you ain't gonna know no difference. Is this a dream? And having that actual stimuli too, until you don't want that thought, that feeling, and those experiences that you think is physical anymore. And that's when you self-evaporate that. You got to get out your elements. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be like soul sleep, or whatever the case may be. A lot of spirits that did a lot of negative things that try to justify before they died had this ideology and wrote it down for a lot of individuals who went to hell. So this is where that hell concept come from. people who knew that was negative. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't nobody who didn't, or it wasn't somebody who was good and taught that person who was good wasn't even thinking about hell. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta think about these things, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the spiritual world. But I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. Flight boss, beep, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the mind of an Sagittarius moon. I am the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and responsibilities and goddamn duties and obligations. Erector Swah Hill, hold that Galahu. Massasoit, Mama Natoy, Ooh, Masasaki, Masisaki. Ohio player Kukuski dropping at 8 o'clock. It might drop a little earlier. I might drop it depending on if it's